What's up, baby doll? So if you see the post just above this, I've made it like it's a light-hearted joke post about PulseChain. There's been $5 million that are bridged in from Tornado Cash wallets. And I've said, oh, it's Tang Gang. Tang Gang, they're coming back in. So just so everyone understands, there's a lot of innuendos and jokes here. So obviously, friends, what's happening is we know somebody, could be Richard, rumored Richard, obviously is bridging millions of dollars back in. That's why we've been saying this whole time. It's part of the plan, right? But also part of the plan, it hurts people to think because the business cycle's down for so long. And a lot of people, they're basically soy boy cucks. So they think like Richard's killed the chain. He didn't kill the chain, man. The business cycle has been down for so long. Like he's been, I guess, running his strategy since the beginning of the cycle, right? Unfortunately, it's been taking a long time. Now, here's the thing, right? I can't prove this and I don't know. But it doesn't piss me off even if this is true. What I'm about to tell you is it's possible he's got secret anonymous accounts and he has been the one selling whenever there were rallies. And it could be his logic is he sells so that in a month or 2 or 3 when crypto capitulates, people are selling much lower and he's got the money in. It could be that. I don't know. I'm just guessing, man. Now, here's the thing. Now we're seeing money bridge back in. So that's why it's a believer cycle, right? A lot of the people will say, oh, no, PulseChain is trash and everything's bad. No, you just got to believe that the money's going to come back in. You don't have any evidence, right? I'm already showing you now we've had $5 million bridge back in. That's why if you check my post right above here, I go, oh, it's the Tang Gang. The Tang Gang are coming back. So if you see all the posts and replies on Twitter, a lot of people are saying, shh, don't tell anyone, man. Just shut your mouth and let it all play out. The good thing is, friends, here's the thing, right? No one believes anyway, man. Like I'll tell you right now, I've tried. Look at the PDI thing. They don't believe. They don't believe unless the candle's up. Okay, literally, no one believes anything unless the candles are up, right? Like I can even tell you now, friends. Here's the thing, right? So let's say Ivan and Ivan's audience. I could literally tell them, hey, bro, Rich is bridging in millions of dollars right now, and he's going to pump the crap out of it. They don't believe, friends. They literally don't believe. Do you want to know when they'll believe? When this happens. Pop. When it's 3x stack price, you know, now that this thing has run up from here, now that it's up 2,300%, 24x, now they'll start to believe, right? And they go, oh, it's bull flagging. I see it now. And they'll play that big move. They want to play this move up, friend. This is the thing. By the way, this is another huge move, yeah? So like they don't mind if this comes up, it flags, and they buy it here and they get out like, let's check this out. And they don't mind if they get out here. That's 4 or 5x if they're lucky. They don't mind that. But if you check this number from here, let's go back down here. That would be a 183x move. Yeah, believers get that. You know, believers get that returns. If you are just watching on the sidelines and you're hearing a lot of us yell, you got to remember as well, friends, it's been boy who cried wolf since forever. Like we've said this thing's going to happen for a long time, and the business cycle has been crushing it down. So I don't have all the answers. I'm not meant to have all the answers. No one has all the answers. That's why I've just said for you in this joke, oh, the Tang Gang. Because just to let you know, friends, remember the Tang Gang, they are like part of Richard Hart's Maverick rebellion spirit in PulseChain, but they've had a bit of defection. They've defected to another soy chain. They've got some Chia and stuff out here. But what's been happening is like Chia's chart is like down only from high emissions. And I haven't seen individual wallets or anything. I don't know. But apparently some of them have like sold and bridged out. And they said they've left PulseChain and stuff. But I don't know, man. They could just leave it. They could still have all their coins and liquidity on. But now you get it. It's an inside fun joke because people are scared of people who are like in PulseChain. They're scared that non-believers are going to say, oh, Richard's coming in. I'm going to buy back in, right? But you can't stop that, right? They're going to come in, and he's got some tricks on up his sleeve as well. So now you get the context of stuff out here. That's why I've just repeated here. What's been happening is like this post that I've been showing. Okay, so like for everyone at home, right, talking about what's been happening in these posts, so I'm going to turn this into a full-fledged video. So when I'm speaking, the video up here, the post up here, just putting my Telegram and stuff out here. So this is my post, right? Rumors are circulating that Tang Gang are behind the bridging back of $5 million today. So once again, I'm just going to give you a nice summary of what they are. And remember, friends, Tang Gang, they have the HOA token. There's HOA, there's Dick with Butt. Dick with Butt was made by Tang Gang. Yeah, there's a lot of spice and stuff out here. But remember, I've told you, right? Different coin communities on PulseChain, they are like spirits They're like fragments of Richard Hart's personality. This is similar to many other chains. Okay, if you go to XRP, every coin's like Ripple, where every person has 90% of the tokens, and they just dump a bit of supply, and nothing ends up mooning. You have that. A lot of coins on Ethereum, they're more like Vitalik, independent, neutral, his type of thinking. On Soylana, a lot of the tokens, they're just descendants of the Soylana VCs, where they do a lot of bundled stuff and stuff like that. So everything is quite similar to the personality of the founder. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like, correlation, causation, or whatever, but it's the same thing in PulseChain. So Richard Hart is a marketer, outgoing, maverick, high levels in communication, high levels in cultish belief, speaks about like religious affiliation, very high in debating. As you get to see in PulseChain, people love to debate. We have debates all the time. People go left and right. This RH Maxi does debates. You got PDI, another cult within a cult, right? So it's very, very similar to Richard Hart's personalities. He loved debating. And yeah, he uses like this imagery of, conquering and war and things out here, right? So it's different, right? Like if you go to Cardanzo, Charles Hoskinson's not a war dude, right? Charles Hoskinson is more like a nerd. Like, hey, let's make peace. Let's make truce. Let's write mathematical equations on a paper. Let's do these things right. You know what I mean? So the different personalities for different people. Because remember, friends, we're all like football teams out there in the world. Now, I'm just going to show you Tang Gang summary, right? They are the maverick rebellion spirit of Richard Hart put into a little clan. Now, obviously, friends, you can read between the lines. It's not Tang Gang bridging in millions of dollars. It's you-know-who. But I'm playing into this joke just so you get the idea, because I don't want to leave you out of the loop. Because from here, people don't want to just say, oh, it's one guy coming in, because you feel like everyone's going to just like front run your pain. And they're like, oh, you mean I just have to sit on the sidelines and buy when Richard's buying? That's what people have this fear of. But you got nothing to worry about, dude. Yeah, you got nothing to worry about, because they're going to put in more money as it goes up. All right, you'll see later on. Okay. Look at this. Tang Gang, hyper aggressive, stick to their own, very cultish and strong. So they were early to meme coin super cycle because they have their own token. Now, here's the thing. They don't even see themselves as part of a meme coin. They don't consider themselves a meme at all. That's the thing, friends. Like with Hex, right? It's similar to Richard Hart, right? When Richard Hart made Hex, he didn't consider himself like an altcoin. He says, no, we're the new store of value. Do you see how it's similar? But we're a cult, we're a new store of value, and we stay here forever. Tang Gang principle is they teach people to provide liquidity, so you never click sell, so you're making money off the fees and people trading and stuff. So it's interesting. It's a different take on what we've seen before. And, there's no right or wrong, right? Because, like, the tokens still, we still get ravaged. I'll show you the HOA chart. Let's put it on a linear chart. Yeah, it looks like everything else, right? But it'd be funny if this thing does round off and it comes back and it goes up. That'd be funny. But you got, just so you're aware, friend. This is what happens in crypto, because people like, they study the leaves too much. They don't understand what's actually happening in the forest altogether. So remember, Tang Gang, they don't like people who have a sell price or target in mind. And yeah, they get blocked and muted by everybody because they're literally called Tang Gang, man. You understand? It's literally Richard Hart's ignition spirit. They fight everyone. They snap at everyone. They get angry at everyone. They just attack. But it is what it is, man. They're called Tang Gang. Do you understand? It's Richard Hart. It's his fiery flair personality part. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like you're like if you're a battle type of dude, and you can't go complain that Charles Hoskinson is here to make truce and make love with everybody, because you didn't sign up for that, bro. You know what I mean? If you want to be with the warlord, you come to PulseChain. You know what I mean? It's just a different flavor, different personality, right? So they don't have sell price targets in mind because everyone's like a lifetime member. Right? Doesn't remind you of anything, by the way. Hex. It's funny. Richard Hart was like, hey, stake and live off the yield. You getting it? I'm not equating the coins. I'm just telling you it's similar. Their approaches, right? They don't talk about this stuff in other coins. They don't. No one talks about that. Everyone's talking about, yeah, you're allowed to take profit and sell and do something. We don't have that discussion here. This is cult. Cult, friends, is literally once you're in, bro, that's it. They ain't leaving. You get what I mean? It's not. It's not about being like right or wrong. It's think about it in terms of network effects. I want to align with communities where it's life or death. You know, you're not allowed to leave. That tells me even if other shinier things come out, they're going to be basically banging everybody with their lollipops saying you're not allowed to leave. I like that. You should like that if you want a network effect, right? You should like that. But sadly, a few months ago, they ate from the fruit of soy. So there's a tree of soy and they grew fruit of soy and they took a bite of that. There's a chain called Chia. It's, you know, one that I said, the decentralization maxi. So I'll just show you the Chia price chart. So this way, it's kind of like funny and comical, have all these stories play out. Let's look at it. It's exactly what you'd imagine. You know what I mean? Like, here you go. It's just, you know, whatever, down 99%. Yeah, because you have high emissions, right? If you want to do decentralization maxi stuff like Ethereum, you need demand, man. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Look, here's the thing. Like, I got to remind you, I don't know about individuals. I don't really care about the individuals, but there's just the story of what's going on. That's why when you see, I've just started it as a joke because it is funny because, you know, they've basically given up and they were like the last community to get rinsed. Now all the money just starts coming back. That's why you're going to see people like saying, oh, fancy that. The people who are shit talking Richard Hart now have to like come and buy back in higher. So you're going to see more and more and more of that, right? Everyone comes back in. It's a cycle, friends. It's a cycle, okay? It's a cycle, all right? Tang Gang, the gentle and family-friendly crypto favorite crowd. That's why it's a joke as we crowd favorite from PulseChain because they're always attacking everyone. There's like, they get muted and blocked and stuff out here, right? And obviously, you know, I have a cute quote. We regret taking a bite from the forbidden soy fruit. Instead, we should have been sharpening our elbows and keeping a straight posture. So, you know, and then obviously this is all tongue-in-cheek, right? Having fun here. Like, oh, it's Tang Gang coming back. It's Tang Gang coming back, you know? So what we're going to do is as the price goes up higher, it's going to be new. It's going to be new stuff, you know what I mean? You never know. Maybe Ivan covers us higher and I'll be like, Ivan's community have loaded millions of dollars in a Tornado Cash wallet and now they are buying in. And yeah, it's just, you got to have fun. This is what we're here for, man. This is what we're here for. So, yes, I've even joked, right? We have set Uniswap V3 orders up about 100x higher on PulseChain, which shows a fair value 100x higher for Richard Hart core coins. Stay tuned for more natural and organic PulseChain reports coming your way. As you can see in the background here, friends, these are all the Tornado Cash transactions you get to see. So, remember, it's all a cycle. And I just want to inform you what's going on. This is our edge, by the way. This is our information asymmetry edge. You get it? So once it's all coming out, you're seeing like, it's like the traffic lights, right? Everything starts to wake up again. But remember, we're all slaves to that business cycle and Ethereum and everything else. So remember, friends, it's a believer cycle, right? It's a believer cycle. That's why I'm giving you this special video. This is pretty much the Soylana trench trannies. They still have not woken up to the cycle mantra, believe in something. So I made this picture here. A lot of things going on here, right? So you have this soy boy out here. But you know, it's funny. Look at this. See how it says median hold time 45 seconds? That's not fake. That's real. Like the most profitable trader accounts that are grifting everyone on Soylana, it's just straight PvP cannibalization. Their median, which means their average hold time, dude, is it's literally 45 seconds. There's the pimple face Cupsy kid. His average is 7 to 13 seconds. It's funny. It's going down and down and down. It used to be like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, like which is 300 to 400 seconds. Now it's all the way down to 45. They're all going down. It's just like it's all becoming like this hyper myopic PvP thing, right? Because the money in, it's less and less and less and less. There's no new people coming into that. You know, new people come into crypto, but they're just not going to buy that. They're not going to buy that because the casino's rigged. And you know what? The casino was always rigged. They're bound to lose. It's just that when they have an opinion that they think this casino sucks, they're just going to go to another casino. Even I show you, here's the LA Vape Cabal sniffing some feet. I've shown you Bonk Fun, which is just, you know, Bonk Fun and Pump Fun, like, you know, the token launch pads. He have bangers. You're too poor to stay here. He have Orangey with his Discord group. You never know, friends. He might actually end up in jail by the end of this cycle, just because what happens is like they have to find the poster boy who they like hate the most, and everyone like really hates him on the bottom left. You know, he's got like, you know, squiggly hair. He's just, you know, just looks pudgy. So that's usually what ends up happening. They just find the poster boy, like, hey, who do we hate the most? Who's going to explain why we got rugged? Let's just go after him. That's what happens at the end, right? Also, I've shown you this token. Shout out to Eagle. Yeah, this thing went down 99% straight away. This is obviously the like that haha coin shield by Bitcoin Core Maxi from Soylana. Keep clicking and skill issue. These are Psyops words bought by them, right? So keep clicking. It basically, they imply, friends, if you just keep clicking buttons, you'll eventually find the 100x coin. No, dude. If you keep clicking, it's funny. They're like, hey, keep clicking, keep clicking. What they mean is they're going to keep supplying garbage tokens to you. They're telling you, just keep clicking away. Yeah, just keep clicking into my bags. Okay, so that's where it's all coming from. And I want to give you this special info, friends, just to show you where we are. Everybody's trying to sell soon. Look at this. This is Carlin Tark's crypto. I've got many videos coming out for you, friends. Everyone's to sell in October. For some reason, just everyone decided we're selling it in October. For some reason, that's the 1,064-day symmetry from the bottom of our 2022 low. That is the 4-year cycle. So everyone's ready to sell soon. They've been ready to sell and like, look, man, we know how this works out, friends. We've been, how many times, this is like going to be big macro event number 5. It never gives you a big pump, dude. It's always a disappointing letdown. They have to get out. They have to be rinsed, which sucks because I'm like, man, you're telling me I have to go through another rinsing? Yeah, man. Well, you know, okay, if we don't get rinsed, okay, we all make money. How many times has that happened? 0. Exactly. So it's probably going to get the scenario where something is going to break here. You know what I mean? Every single person is ready to sell at the end of the year. Every person wants to sell around October. Google searches for 4-year cycle also went parabolic. Something tells me we'll get a surprise. Okay, what do you think we're going to get? So out here, what do you think we're going to get, friends? I'm just going to show you the PulseChain core coins, a few percent up. Because what's actually happened today as well, friends, you know, PulseChain, Hex was up 10 to 20%. Things are moving around. What we've seen is there's been some jittery action in the just cryptocurrency land. So Ethereum went down, dropped like, you know, 5%, 6%. This is a 5-minute dog shit chart. Ethereum goes down, you know, to 4,300. And, you know, we're just going to play it by ear once again. That's why I've got this cute tweet here as a joke. Just so everyone can see. You have right here. Look, obviously the cryptocurrency experiment has failed. We had a good run, but it's all over. My $600 portfolio is now already down to 210. It's time to shut this whole industry down and call it quits. So what I found most fascinating, friends, there's a baby doll in here. They said, oh, sorry, I thought you've been selling and bridging out $200,000 today. So I just got to repeat to you what I'm publicly replied to that, gentle sir. Friends, I hear a fake rumor about me literally every day. Okay? And I don't let it bother me because I make up 18 speculation things about Richard Hart every day and Vitalik and everyone else. So it's just, it comes with it, friends. This is just it. We just guess shit. That's it. We don't know the future, so we have to guess. We have to speculate. Just see how it plays out in your mind. It's all thought experiments, right? So if you're in stuff, you got to assume I'm out anyway. Like I'm in, friends, okay, look, I'll just give you an example. I'm in coins that need Ethereum to go up. I've assumed that Vitalik has sold Ethereum. Well, guess what? He does sell Ethereum. You know what I mean? The Ethereum Foundation does sell. You see, it's not the end of the world, okay? It's not the end of the world, but I'm just telling you, you got to be stronger than that. You can't just rely on one person because one, that person can be wrong, number one. And number two, man, no one knows you and me or anything. And the markets are bigger than that, friends. Friends, the Dogecoin founder, Billy Marcus, he sold all his Dogecoin at the bottom of 2015. And then it went up a 4,000x without him. See what I mean? Like you don't need these one or two special people. They don't actually do anything. The network, the family, the cult, it's bigger than that person. That's what drives these whole cycles. If it was as easy as just waiting for one person to get out, investing and trading would be easy. But it's not easy, man. It ain't easy at all. So without further ado, you and I are going to keep confirming friendship. Hopefully something big happens. Free your mind of countdowns and stuff out here. Maybe something happens soon. I don't know. All I know is non-believers are going to get mogged. Like, subscribe, Billy Button, or catch you soon.